Welcome back to the Colorado Springs Business Podcast. My name is Andrew Hasley, and I am the host of the show. Today we are sponsored by the Colorado Springs Business Podcast, and the advertisement for that is that we have a 15 to 30 second space at the beginning of every episode that we offer to businesses that we can read an ad script from their business, essentially at the beginning of every episode. And as the viewership grows, the rate on that is going to grow. Right now, it's not super expensive because of the viewership. Isn't super big right now, but it's growing every single day, every single week. And so that's essentially the ad that I'm putting right here. I put that right here because I want to advertise the advertising space so people know about it. And I'm actually working on a video for that, but that's another thing. Oh, yes, and also, if you'd like, you can subscribe, become to a membership for the podcast on our Patreon account. We have a Patreon account. We have just really helps the show and really helps support the show. And I guess I should probably plug my business as well, because I haven't done that really. Vehement Visuals is the company that I run that really is that produces this show, kind of. Essentially, yes, Vehement Visuals does produce this show. I mean, this set is leased out to Vehement Visuals. So yeah, that's all the advertisements that I have for today. I'm going to introduce the guest. Today we have on Scott Ryan Gill. Right?
Yes.
Am I right?
That is right. Thank you.
All right,
Thank
fantastic. So tell us in like a sentence or two what your business does, or even a sentence or two of what you do in your business.
Sure. So I'm the brand manager at Adam Son Auto Plaza. We have two locations. One's off Briargate and Union. The other location is off Austin Bluffs and Barnes. Like I said, I'm the brand manager, so I do all of the marketing, all the networking, creating awareness, and bringing in business so that we can succeed. So we are a full service and repair shop, so we can do anything from oil changes, brakes, tires, to even some of the larger deals like transmissions, motors, electrical work. We work on diesel vehicles. There's really nothing we can't do, which I love.
Yes.
On top of that, hence the name Auto Plaza, we also do auto details. We also do hail repair and dent repair. And then we have a certified pre-owned car dealership, so we can buy, sell, and trade. So there's a lot going on.
It sounds you guys have got a lot going on, and I can't wait to discuss it in the episode, because I've been there before. You guys got this building over here, this building over there, this building there. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna roll the intro music, and then we'll get into that interview.
Perfect.
This is a show where we have real conversations with entrepreneurs and business owners who are mostly in Colorado Springs, doing things in the community of Colorado Springs. That was just me being paranoid, thinking that it wasn't recording because I can't see it. Sure. Eventually, we'll have some production assistance where I don't, because if you'll notice throughout this episode, I'm going to be looking over here, I'm going to be looking over there, just because if you actually go back and look at some of the other episodes, you'll see me like when I look sideways. I'm not looking at the clock. I'm making sure it's recording. Some guests kind of get that feeling like, oh, he's kind of looking at the clock. Right. He wants it to be over. No, that's not. They don't get that feeling.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, I've watched a lot of your podcasts. I think you do a great job. You're just kind of getting the ball rolling here. Yes. Which is awesome. It's something new and exciting and fun that you're doing for especially locally owned companies. So getting the kinks out and getting it smooth is all part of the beginning part of it.
It definitely of all business and everything. I'm like, I'm failing fast.
That's okay, because now you'll learn from those mistakes and you'll conquer it and be better than ever. So
there's a few there's like 3 or 4 episodes where there's actually were recorded twice. Wow. You didn't because we messed up the whole entire, like we went a whole 30 minutes and then it's like I looked at something, I was like, the memory chip wasn't in there or something.
We forgot to record.
Yeah, or something like that. Sure. And then it's like it's funny, but thankfully those were 30-minute episodes, and most people block out an hour. Yeah. So it worked out. Yeah. So Ryan, Scott Ryan. Do you go by Scott Ryan or Scott or Ryan?
Scott.
Okay,
yeah.
Scott.
Ryan's my middle name. But you can call me Scott. You can call me Gill. You can call me whatever you want.
Nice.
So.
Is that just on Facebook? Do you probably typically go by Scott, right?
Yep, exactly right. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Let's get into what your business is, and I know you don't own the business, but you do represent it in a big way.
Yep.
So let's talk about it.
Kind of the face or kind of the mouth, however you want to say it, of the company, which I love. I've only been doing it since February 1st, but I have been in the auto industry since I graduated college in 2011. So like I was telling you, it's a locally owned company. Dan Adam is the owner of the company. He does a great job. He's been in Colorado Springs for almost 30 years doing this now.
Okay.
So like I said, support those local companies.
Yes.
We're doing a lot of different things right now, but we do have the 2 locations, and our primary bread and butter is service and repair.
Okay. Yep. And where's your 2 locations? One's right by my house, actually.
So Briargate and Union, there's a Louis Pizza right next to us, catty corner from the old Gold's Gym and the Good Company Bar. There's an Academy Bank there as well, gas station in our parking lot. So that one's been there for the longest time, since the early 90s. So it used to be called Car Care 2000, and then in 2016, Dan changed the name. Thank goodness, because Car Care 2000 just kind of sounded out of date.
Yeah.
So I changed it to Adam Son Auto Service and Repair, and then just recently we acquired our second location. We bought the old Bob Pincus Mitsubishi dealership.
Okay.
Right on Austin Bluffs and Barnes. That's the one that you've
Bob
been
Pincus
to.
Volkswagen has been liking every single thing on our Instagram account for this show.
You gotta hit them up.
Yes.
So they're a big business. So
yes.
Like I said, we bought that location, and that's where we have our car dealership, our hail shop, our service and repair shop, and then we have our detail shop, which is connected to a U-Haul facility as well. So.
Okay. Yeah. And is that the new location? That's the biggest one, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
The Briargate and Union shop is just a little mom and pop hole in the wall shop.
Yeah.
Kind of like a strip center.
Yeah.
There's 4 or 5 other businesses there.
It's kind of the heart and soul of the company.
It is, man. It is. No matter what people say.
Yeah.
It's a nice location, and the service advisors there, I can't say enough about them, with a great master A-level type techs that we have there. They do a great job.
So what do you think have been the reasons why you guys have wanted to expand to such a big, I guess you call it the plaza in a sense? What do you think is the driving motivation behind that?
A few things. There's 1,000 mom and pop hail shops. There's also 1,000 mom and pop detail shops, 1,000 mom and pop car dealerships.
Yes.
1,000 mom and pop repair and service shops. So the main thing is really bringing in the customer, creating that awareness for being able to service them completely round. They come in and drop off for, let's just say, an alignment. Hey, would you like to get a detail while your vehicle is here for an alignment? Or would you like to get that hail fixed? So just really bringing them in for one thing. Really, they see it and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you guys sold cars. I didn't know you did this.
It's
or
better
that.
Customer service, essentially.
Yeah, essentially, like I said, we can help them in a variety of different ways versus, the typical customer having to go get their hail fixed at one shop, getting a detail at another shop, buying a vehicle at another shop, and then
because you guys are a dealership as well. It's freaking wild.
So that's probably thank you. That's probably the main reason that we did that. We just wanted to service customers, be a full service shop with the Plaza name. So the second biggest thing I think that kind of attributed to us doing that was the market of Colorado Springs, as you know. I'm from a small city in Kentucky that has the same 2 restaurants that it's had, the 30 years I've
Sonic
been alive.
and Casey's?
Pretty Kentucky Fried Chicken and Waffle House.
Okay.
So pretty close.
Yeah.
Here it's, there's 10 new businesses that are opening every single day. So with the expansion of Colorado Springs and the growth of Peyton and Falcon area and Monument and Fountain, Pueblo, Castle Rock, it's all, I'm getting the chills talking about it right now because I love living here.
Yeah, same here.
But the expansion is so crazy, and we wanted to.
It's amazing.
To get in front of that expansion
and
be ready to service all those customers that are potentially moving here.
Well, I think it boils down to customer service. Like you said, it's all in that one spot. If you do happen to need an oil change, you can get an oil change or whatever piece.
Right.
What's funny is when I was 13, I had an idea. I don't know anything about cars, but I wanted to be a tattoo artist. And I thought it would be an awesome idea to have a car mechanic shop and then a tattoo shop in the same business, so that while your car is getting worked on, you get a tattoo.
I love it. That's a great idea, man. Entrepreneur. That's exactly who you are. So that's awesome.
Yeah. And that was one of my first, I guess, fun big ideas. And I never really pursued that. I started getting into music and other things and started doing other businesses. But it was just a fun idea. I had that idea and I was like, I want to throw that out there. If anyone wants to do that, I'd love to see it happen.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And the reason I brought that up is because it kind of reminds me of what you guys do. You guys are within the same industry, not like a pivot where it's like something off the wall.
Yeah, we don't have like a drive-through coffee shop or a food restaurant.
But you probably do offer free water and free coffee.
We do actually. At both of our locations, we offer complimentary beverages, adult or not adult beverages
really?
while you're waiting. One thing that I love that sets us apart, other than our culture is awesome, which is a huge reason that I love where I work and which is why I came.
And define culture for me for a second.
Culture meaning the workplace environment. Everyone comes into work with a smile on their face, no matter what happened the night before, or, life kind of catches up and it kind of explodes sometimes. Every employee and we have about 30 employees between our two locations. I've never seen a day where somebody comes in with a bad attitude from the get-go.
Okay.
They love working for Dan. They love representing the company name. They love what they do. Dan makes it so easy to come in and have a good time. Just a fun and friendly place to work.
Yes.
We like to have fun with our customers. And, as you can see with our customer reviews, we're all about customer service. We love it. The culture is amazing.
I think that's important as well too.
Yeah.
Not only just for a business to be more lucrative, but for everyone to be happy. And that's I think the most important part about it, because you seem really excited about what you do.
Yeah, I love
you
it.
seem like I see you on social media constantly representing your brand. And it's awesome. And I actually kind of want to dig kind of into that. How do you think you've been able to bring a lot of business to the company with your efforts?
Yes. The main thing, as we were talking about a little bit earlier, that I really is my main primary focus, are fleet accounts. Most landscape companies, construction companies, plumbing companies, air conditioning companies, you name it, those types of companies, sure, they're on social media.
And there's 1,000 mom and pop of those companies too.
Yeah, exactly. So I stay busy. I usually start work between 8 and 9, and I usually get off around 5 o'clock Monday through Friday. It's a great time. I usually set my goals and hit 5 to 10 locations, different new locations
in person
every single day. Between a cold call, which is just kind of Googling, construction companies.
Yes.
I'll dial 2 or 3 calls a day.
Okay.
Plus on top of that, I'll be on the way here. I stopped by Firestone and Goodyear, Big O, Jiffy Lube, a construction company down the road, and just popped in, told them what we were about to see if there was anything that we could do.
And since
to
you
help
guys
out their
are like
business.
a really, in my opinion, I think a good business, I think doing that is important. To go to those companies and let them know what you're about.
Yeah.
That's awesome that you're out there doing that work.
Boots on the ground, man, all day long. So I love talking to people. It is what I kind of got my degree in.
Yes.
Marketing. And business management. So I love doing that. I love working for the company.
So with your marketing background, what do they teach you in marketing school?
A variety.
I know that's a wide question.
Exactly. To focus on just a few, social media when I graduated wasn't what it is today. I wish going back that they would have done.
You said in 2011?
2011 was when I graduated from a small school.
That's almost the whole decade.
Indiana. I know, man, I'm getting old, unfortunately, but no. So that is one thing that I'm sure that they focus on a lot more now, because back then I think Instagram had just came out.
Yeah,
Facebook wasn't even on for a few years.
Yeah, Facebook hadn't even bought Instagram yet. It was only on iPhones. You couldn't even get it if you had an Android, which was half the market.
Yeah.
So it's like
So a lot of it is teaching your inner you to just be comfortable with, knocking on a door and saying, hey, I'm Scott over at Adam Son. This is how we can help you. So a lot of it is kind of like that PR communication type deal, reading somebody. I don't want to sit here and talk your ear off if you're staring at your phone the whole time because you're not interested. And I don't want to waste your time.
And that's why I prefaced this letting you know, because there's a cue that I could give that might be wrong, which is when I'm looking at all these things. I'm not looking at the clock. I'm just trying to make sure things are going right.
Also reading people's offices. So I do a lot of meetings in people's offices where I go and I'm meeting with the VP of a construction company or the VP of a landscape company, and I go in and I just, I just kind of read the office and, oh, he's got a bunch of pictures of the Broncos.
I was about to say,
let's make sure and talk about the Broncos and talk about sports. Now that we've connected on that level, now he's more likely to, he or she's more likely to
rapport,
almost kind of let their guard down and like, oh, this guy's cool. All right, let's talk to him a little bit and see what he's about.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite parts about marketing. So
is the psychology?
Yeah, just kind of reading people and knowing if they're interested or not. And hey, let's, I do my research before I go in. Usually I don't just knock on a door and go in like, hey, what do you guys do here?
Yeah.
I usually pull it up on my phone. Okay, they've been in business since 2001. Their owner is, John Smith, and I'll go in there. Hey, how's John doing? You guys have been in business for over 20 years.
Or their dog is Poochie or whatever.
Sure. So those are some of the things that I do before I go in, and I love doing it. So
there's when I first started my company, I was dabbling in cold calls, and I hated it. It wasn't
it's
for
not
me.
easy, for sure.
They're thankfully, my mentors had taught me there's like multiple ways to go out and find business. Definitely at the beginning, try all of them, see what you like the best, what you can really vibe with,
right?
And go for that. But I pushed myself to do those cold calls because I came out here, I knew no one, and I needed to start my business.
Yeah.
I mean, not needed to. I guess needed is the way I was looking at it.
Sure.
But in a sense, I did need it because that's where my money was going to be coming from. So.
Definitely. I mean, it's a really big piece of marketing that we did a lot of training on too back in college, and I really learned it my last few years at Enterprise. When I graduated, I worked at Enterprise for 9 years. Great company, and the last few years I worked for Enterprise Truck Rental. What our goals were is we had to make a minimum of 30 phone calls per week.
Yes.
So Monday through Friday, you got 30 phone calls per week, which is like 6 calls a day. And sometimes you just get a voicemail. Sometimes you get a really ticked off customer. But really just finding out how to get past the gatekeeper, how to get past the front desk receptionist.
And those are the key words, gatekeeper and.
Exactly. And it's just, you just keep your chin up. For every 10 calls you make, you might get through 1 or 2. It's kind of like 2 for 10 today.
Yes.
Great job. No matter what, those 8 calls that told you no, okay, well now they know about you. But the 2 calls that told you yes could mean a ton of business and awareness. So,
yeah, and like if you're consistent on that can really build. What I eventually went through was stop doing the cold calls and really started building my Facebook.
Sure.
Facebook specifically.
It's big.
There was a strategy, and like it's maybe changing a little bit, but I think it's still this way. A lot of people guard their Facebooks, so you got to be aware of that, not weary, but aware of that.
Right.
But the way I look at it is like, if you accept my friend request, you accept it. If you don't, you don't. It's your choice.
Right. It's on you now.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I would send out a certain amount of friend requests every single day, maybe say 50, so that I'm not like triggering the bots or triggering the Facebook things to say, hey, this guy's being spammy.
You don't want Zuckerberg calling you saying, yeah, we're kicking you off Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
So around 50, and then like, once I started getting a steady flow of like 25 friends coming in a day, I would, because if you send a message to someone who's not your friend, it goes straight to their message request box.
Yeah, like a spam folder.
It's a folder that most people don't even see until 6 months later.
Right.
Or, weeks later. So I would make sure that they accepted my friend request first. And when I reached out to them, I wouldn't be like, here's a whole paragraph of what I do.
Right.
It would start out with, hey, how are you doing?
Sure.
And then send that to like 25 people, with intent to actually learn more about what they're doing. And the idea is to never say what you do until they ask.
Yeah.
And that was one of the key points of doing that. Because what's interesting about 4 or 5 messages in, they're most likely going to ask you what they do. If they're 4 or 5, if what you do, if they're 4 or 5 messages in.
Well, I know you're telling the truth because you did it to me.
Yes.
I remember you sent me a friend request, and then literally the next day I saw you at the Rocky Mountain Vibes.
That was wild. See,
I was like, that was weird. He just messaged me yesterday.
Yeah, and we set up a meeting and everything.
We go. And it's working out. So
see, and that's the cool part about that as well, is like, when things like that happen, I did not expect to see you. I was there and I was like, I know that guy's face.
He looks familiar.
Yeah.
Well, networking is something that they taught a lot when I was, in college, and is something that I've never really dug into. I've never had the time to do it until this job, which has been great. But Colorado Springs has an amazing networking culture.
Yes.
There's hundreds of different networking groups. This is a great networking tool that you're doing.
This is right here,
to be able to kind of link people together. And it's something that I never knew was a passion of mine until 2020. And 2020 has kind of sucked so far because of coronavirus and everything else that's going on.
For about 75% of people, 75% of businesses is, I guess, have got just screwed for that.
Extremely effective.
The other 25% have actually benefited because of the shift of demand.
Yep.
And that's just how it is. And but it's very interesting how that is. But it also is like mindset. When any time in history that something like this has happened, there's always been tremendous amount of opportunity that has come out of it.
Right.
So if you don't let it beat you down and you are able to able to find the opportunities.
Glass half full.
Yes.
Yes, exactly right.
Yeah. Because I let my glass be half empty for a split second, and that was it.
Yep.
That was the day when the football or the basketballs got shut down, and I was like, oh crap, this is kind of getting scary. It's kind of getting real. What is happening?
No March Madness.
Yeah, and thankfully I'm not. See, for me that was like I was in the 25% on that realm.
Gotcha.
Because I'm not a big sports fan,
Gotcha.
so it worked out for me on that. But it also didn't on that because sports being canceled mean all events were being canceled.
Right.
Meaning $2,000 worth of deals evaporated overnight for me.
Yep.
Like either got part of it got pushed off for a while,
postponed, sure.
and some of it just dissipated.
Yep.
So. So it's kind of scary, but when you're in the mindset that I was already in, starting a business, going full time with it, taking the risk that I had already taken over the last 8 months, that kind of just pushed me over the edge. I think there's a better term for that, but pushed me to the next level. I think it's like you ever played Pokemon?
Oh yeah. Son's a big fan.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, you gotta catch them all. When you fill that experience bar, and you're like right there to the next level. And then it's like all that was just that little last piece, and then like you're in the next level, and it's like now you evolve to a fur alligator or whatever they call it.
Yeah, sure. I think it, just to piggyback off that, one thing that it did do for others is it did kind of push them to be uncomfortable with something that they're not used to doing.
Yes.
Meaning, a lot of these people have been in business for a long time. They've been doing the exact same stuff the exact same way for 20, 30, 40 years. So this kind of with the shutdown of a lot of places, or, we got to close your business for 30 days or whatever that might be. A lot of people kind of transformed to, all right, we got to do Zoom calls. I got to figure out ways to, brand the company, create awareness, get people out there. Social media became a lot bigger and heavier and popular than it was. So,
and it was already huge.
It's a virtual world. It's I don't think that's going to slow down, which is I think this is a great idea because of that. And it's only going to keep going that way. And I think it's kind of transformed a lot of businesses to, like I said, think outside the box and figure out how can I become virtual to kind of help my company succeed. So
definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you noticed, I'm remembering, glad you noticed that this is a networking event itself.
Yep.
It's a different kind, but you as a listener, you can go to every episode and get to know basically be a fly on a wall for a one-on-one for 30 episodes so far.
For sure.
So it's like,
I mean, my brain recently, as I admitted earlier, to having a passion of networking is, man, this is an opportunity that I can get when I'm sitting at home watching the NBA playoffs right now. I can, just kind of have it on as background music, listen to bits and pieces of it and say, you know what, I think I can help this company out. Or you know what, I want to email this guy because I think that I can help him out with my business. So I've definitely made it year 32, now 33 podcast episodes so far as a marketing tool for myself.
Yeah, that's a really cool part about it, and I'm glad that you've noticed that aspect of it because I think that's a huge part of it, and that's actually why I decided to go 5 episodes a week, which is insane.
It's a lot. You're gonna be busy, man.
Yes.
A lot of editing.
It actually, with the way I want it, because I don't want to just edit the episode. I edit clips out of the episode. I also, at the beginning of the part when I ask you to say what you do in like a sentence or two, that gets cut into a vertical clip for stories.
Sure.
And that specific soundbite right there is designed to be like a 15-second thing that really shows what you do really quick. So that way we can like promote that. It shows the episode name and it shows the podcast, and like that's a little piece right there, a piece of content. And then I also want other like 1 minute long things for TikTok, 1 minute long things for not YouTube, but Instagram. And for the YouTube ones, though, like those are where 4 clips get cut out. Those go anywhere from 2 minutes to 15 minutes.
Gotcha, yep.
And that's better for the YouTube algorithm,
right.
actually, because they love it when you keep people on their platform longer.
Yep.
And they promote your videos.
Yeah.
But also, each one of those has a title and they have a description. And so YouTube is a search engine. So when people are searching, like one of the clips we posted recently was marketing automation on steroids. And like it's actually a pun right there, kind of, because he had got sick and they were giving him steroids, and then like he already had marketing automation in place, but because he was on the steroids, it made his like brain like really really go get fascinated about lots of things. So he learned some really like awesome parts about marketing automation on steroids.
Gotcha.
So it's like literally on steroids instead of like figuratively.
Right.
But it's like, and now we're in the realm for people who are searching marketing automation. And now, since we're doing that 4 clips an episode, that's 4 times 5. That's 20 clips a week. The YouTube algorithm, like right now, it's slow. There's no traffic coming to the clip pages because we have a specific page for the episodes and a specific page for the clips. Literally no traction going on the clip pages on YouTube right now. But all it takes is one of those clips to really take off for it to start bringing traffic to that page.
Exactly right.
And so that's going to be another revenue stream for this show as well.
Awesome.
And like, we got merch going on. We got the Patreon.
Sure. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
and
that's awesome.
I'm just really excited about it. But
I'm excited as well.
But I don't want to make this podcast about this podcast.
It's all good. It's all good.
This episode is about you.
Thank you.
And so as brand manager, what does that entail? What do you do for the company?
So again, I'm kind of the face, the mouth of the company. I do all of the marketing, all of the networking, creating awareness, social media, Google accounts. I mean, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. But I specialize mainly in the targeting specific accounts.
Yes.
To capture them as a fleet account. To where we work on them, we get them in and out really fast. We give them a specific discount and a deal.
Yes.
But to sum it up, I'm their marketer.
Yeah.
I do all their marketing and creating awareness.
So you could probably utilize some marketing automation tools.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah, I was learning about that, and I'm really getting fascinated about how to, it's basically like using CRMs, but, a little bit more advanced in a sense. Do you utilize CRMs?
I did when I was at Enterprise.
Okay.
I utilized CRM nonstop all the time. We don't have that technology quite yet. I think if we grow to where I have another person or two under me, potentially, I'm a little old school right now. I do everything via Excel.
Okay.
If you know what that is.
Which is the CRM. I mean, they even have templates for it.
Yeah. So
it can be. I mean, it's an open canvas.
That's where I track all my leads
Yes.
and I put all my notes and everything in there.
That's good that you're doing that at least.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even doing that.
Yeah. So since February 1st to now, I've got over 800 contacts that I've made.
Oh wow.
In the 6 months that I've been with the company, but really March and April, I didn't really do a whole lot because, we did temporarily close down our Briargate location.
So we had just met a week or two after you had started then.
Yep.
Now, wow.
Yep. February 1st was my first day there. So
nice. Yep. Yeah. Cause I remember, so you had been there for like a month and a half essentially because it was probably like a week before February 15th, which was when the shutdowns happened.
Yep.
So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have actually brought some discount stuff.
Sure.
For the guest. I think that's awesome. Let me hold that up a little bit. And
So what that is, complimentary oil change for anybody that comes in here. Feel free to take it. Andrew will probably offer to give you one.
Yeah.
But you could use them at either one of our locations. Like I said, Briargate and Union or Austin Bluffs and Barnes. All you have to do is call either of the phone numbers that are listed at the bottom. The address is there as well. Let them know that you've received a complimentary oil change coupon. Get that scheduled. And it's
That's
as easy
awesome.
as that. I also brought in $25 off coupons for anybody that just wants to grab one, kind of a grab and go type thing. Again, call the phone number. That's at our Austin Bluffs location only. So just call the phone number, let them know, hey, I've got a $25 off coupon for an auto detail. I'd like to get that scheduled, and then we can get that figured out for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the Colorado Springs Business Podcast is now giving out oil changes.
There you go. There you go.
Thanks to Adam Son's Auto Plaza.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. That's awesome. All right, so I'm gonna hit this button real quick to get the camera going. It stops at 30 minutes.
So
yes, it is, and I love that. I know that it's a good episode when that happens.
Good.
I know when I'm struggling when I'm asking questions and I'm getting one sentence answers, I know the episode's gonna be a dud.
Right.
It's like,
not many of my answers are ever gonna be one sentence.
Yeah.
I'm a talker.
So in one sentence, can you tell us?
Oh, jeez. That's my biggest challenge. You talked about challenges. That's my biggest challenge.
That was actually going to be the question.
There you go.
What have been some of the biggest challenges you've had in helping and being the brand manager and the marketer for this company?
There hasn't really been a ton yet. I think for any new position, because this is the first time that Adam Son has ever had a position like this. They recruited me from my previous job because they saw the growth in Colorado Springs, and they knew that they needed or thought that they needed somebody like me to just kind of help them grow and, like you said, push them to the next level. We do plan to open
they noticed it almost a little bit too late.
I know, right? It's okay. It's working out really great. We're doing really good things at both locations, but we do plan to open our third location and our fourth location and our fifth location, et cetera.
So you got the business plan down, or there is a 5-year or 10-year plan.
Absolutely.
Okay, sweet.
So I would say, all in all, my biggest challenge is with any new position that comes in. Again, Adam Son has never had kind of like a marketer, brand manager, networking type guy.
Yes.
So they didn't really know what that looked like. I didn't really know what that looked like. So the first couple months was like, hey, so like, what do you want me to do today? Hey, I've got this idea. What do you think about it? Now Dan and I are on such good terms and such a great relationship that the ball is rolling. I'm dribbling now. And just making those connections with the networking groups that I'm in and with the social media that you referenced earlier, knowing what my schedule looks like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, setting those goals, creating those expectations, and hitting those goals and expectations. So again, it's just really figuring out what my job entails and what I need to do to make Adam Son succeed.
And how have you done that?
As far as what?
Growth.
Sales. A few different things that I have done. I mean, we're in the green, which is great.
Yes.
We're doing really good things. COVID slowed us down for 2-3 weeks. And we're really just starting to kind of pick back up, and we're doing great things at both locations. So a lot of the different things that I do, from a networking perspective, I'm in a couple networking groups, and then there's a lot of free groups. This is a really cool group as well.
Yes.
That I see kind of evolving in front of my own eyes, which is great.
I'm figuring it out as I go.
So doing that, making those connections, creating that awareness is kind of step one. Step two, figuring out who my target industry is, who my target customer is. Everywhere I go, I have a stack full of business cards in my back pocket. I've got coupons in my car.
Nice.
I'm always talking good things about them. On Facebook, if somebody randomly asks, "Hey, where's a good place to?"
Yes, you're on top of that, by the way.
Thank you. Where's a good place? It could get annoying sometimes for me and you both. I'm sure.
Well, not for me.
I have to comment on everything.
I think it's awesome. I think you're doing a great job on that. And I actually am curious of how successful that has been.
So I think it's been extremely successful. So one thing that we do at our locations, one thing that we do at our locations is when you come in, obviously we greet the customer. Hi, hi, how you doing? My name's Scott. How can I help you today? With a handshake and a smile. And then, how did you hear about us? So that. On our computer screen, we can't go to the next screen without asking how you heard about us.
That's good.
So we always want to know, hey, did you hear about us from Facebook? Did you hear about us from Scott's networking group? Did you hear about us from just word of mouth? Did you hear about us from a referring shop that refers us work? So forth and so on. So being able to track that is really cool. I would say probably 50 to 75 posts a week. I'm recommending Adam Son Auto Service and Repair, or Adam Son Auto Detailing, or Adam Son Auto Sales.
Or if someone asks about photography, you're hooking up your wife.
Hey, there you go. Exactly right. Yeah, she runs a wedding photography and videography company. So I'm definitely recommending as many people as I can on there. And I see it in return. A lot of people that I recommend, they're recommending me. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. That's kind of the mentality. But I always want to guide my customers or potential customers to the best place. So being able to just track that on our end is a really great way to see, those 75 posts that I've been doing a week are actually, we're seeing five extra customers a week. Just
75 posts or 75 comments? Or do you count those as the same?
I don't really track that on my end.
Okay.
I just freely throw our name out anytime there's an inquiry or a question or a concern.
Are you considering that as a post though, or are you actually creating 75 creative pieces of post?
I would just say that would be one post. Somebody says, "Hey, I'm looking for a car. What car dealerships would you recommend?"
And I count that. That's why I was just trying to clarify that because I wanted to make sure if that was what you were including, because I was like, are you putting up 75 pictures, words on posts, or but yeah, comments and comments.
Yep, exactly right.
Okay, sweet,
exactly right.
Nice.
So,
So I don't know. I think
that's okay.
Hold on.
Oh, jeez. Right time to put that.
Yes.
That's all good.
I've been wanting
to use that?
Yes.
You had to use it on me.
Yeah.
No. That's okay.
No, it was me that made that happen. So
that's all good.
I really want, it's been a good episode.
Thank you.
Crap, it doesn't shut off. All right, it dies down. All right. Yeah, I like to let the episode just do what it does. And sometimes that pause is needed.
Yeah.
And I was just joking around with the crickets.
That's okay. That's okay.
But so
good touch.
Yeah, yeah. So where do you see yourself with this company?
I think that's
going in the future.
That's a great question. I think a position like mine is needed. I love what I do. I enjoy it. I enjoy who I work for. I enjoy representing this company. I see myself doing this for at least the next few years, getting the ball rolling on the third location and the fourth location, and really helping the profits rise, so we can open that third location and that fourth location, et cetera. I also see myself as potentially a co-owner or an owner of the company.
Okay.
And I wouldn't just say that to say it, for sure. If I don't like where I work, I'm not going to work there.
Yeah.
So I've already kind of talked to Dan about that. Who knows what he thinks about that? I've only been with the company for 6 months.
Exactly.
So that's not even part of the conversation right now.
For sure.
But based off of a few things, the culture, what they do. I'm a car guy. I like the details and the hail and the car sales and the service.
Yes.
I love being kind of like full service, that Plaza name, and kind of represent that in Colorado Springs. Love the area. I love goals and setting high expectations and the growth. And that's a big reason I started with Adam Son was, hey, we have a second location and we need you to help market it. So our phones are ringing off the hook every day. And our phones are ringing off the hook every single day, which is awesome.
That's good.
So now just seeing, okay, well, now we want to do a third location. Okay, cool. Well, let's figure out what that looks like. So I guess short story long, I see myself being an owner or a co-owner or vice president or whatever that looks like, hopefully within 5 years.
I think your ambition matches that trajectory.
Yeah,
for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I do think that I still would love to do that video business card that we discussed for the company, just because I think it's your company. It does something that's different and something that's amazing, and I think those kinds of businesses are the ones that I want to work with. But I specifically know that the video business card can help with that, because it can help take all these different components and really like combine them into one idea.
Sure.
And I just wanted to bring that up because that's what I was just thinking. I was just like, man, I think that would be such a good video for you guys.
When you hit stop, let's chat a little bit more about it.
Cool.
For sure.
Yeah. So, is there anything specific that you would like to promote today that you haven't already covered?
Not specifically. I know right now, anybody that references this video or ad, whatever you want to call it, will offer you $250 off of a car. So if you're in the market to buy a vehicle, this is a great tool and great deal, great piece to come in and just say, hey, Scott Gill was on this video with Andrew and he said, $250 off.
Nice.
So we'd love to offer that to anybody that's watching this. But yeah, just keep me in mind for, like I said, hail repair and dent repair. We're offering rental car reimbursement for that. We'll do free estimates. We're mobile with it. We can really take care of you guys for any of your dent and hail needs from a service standpoint. I'd be more than happy to offer anybody that mentions this ad for any sort of, general maintenance or even harder mechanical issues that they might have, a 10% discount. And then for our detail business, I know you have the $25 off coupons here. Anybody that mentions this ad, you don't even need a coupon. If you're just a viewer on the streets and you want to get a detail, mention this video and we'll give you an extra $25 off as well. So
one thing we didn't discuss that I just remembered was you got your loaner car thing.
Yeah.
Do you guys still do that?
Yeah. So currently we have around 40 loaner vehicles between our two locations. This is something that we really want to market even more.
Okay.
We just purchased 4 more loaner vehicles. We want to get up to 50.
And what are they?
60, 70. So
what's
what
the
they
benefit
are,
of them?
So basically any service that we offer other than an oil change, you come in, we'll offer you a complimentary loaner vehicle. So you think of most of the shops around town, and I won't mention any names, but you go in for an alignment. You have to sit there and wait for an hour, sometimes 2 hours in their office. Sure, you bring your laptop. You could probably connect to Wi-Fi and get some work done. But with us, we'll give you a car. You don't have to wait in our shop. We've got a beautiful shop. At least both shops are comfortable and nice and awesome. But who really wants to just sit there for an hour?
And it's fun driving a new car that's not yours.
Right. So we've got a variety of vehicles that are all free. You are responsible for the damage if any damage happens. You're also responsible to fill the vehicles back up to full, whether that's gas unit or diesel unit. But we've got a mixture of vehicles. We've got some Audis. We've got some Mercedes. We've got a lot of some Impalas and Trailblazers and Yukons. We've got a couple Lexuses. We've got a couple BMWs.
I think that's fun. Like,
now, they're not 2020s, like Enterprise typically would like rent out or whatever. They're 2010s, 2012s, 2015s. They've got a couple miles on them.
It's still fun to know that you can go and get your car fixed and then go drive a new car for fun.
Right.
I mean, not for fun. I don't know. Don't joyride, but.
Sure, but, a big sales piece that I have with the loaner vehicles is who wants mom or dad, brother or sister, husband or wife, or a friend to have to, you got to inconvenience somebody else to come and pick you up from that shop if you have to go back to work.
Yes.
Some places offer, free pickup and delivery or rides back and stuff like that. But how about we just throw you some keys and you just take off and
it
you
doesn't
can go
cost?
do whatever you want. Zero cost whatsoever. The only potential cost would be, if you get in a car accident in our car, we treat it like your own car. So you would have to file a claim and get the vehicle repaired, which
are you covered?
Rarely happens. Absolutely,
Okay.
we're covered. Yeah.
Nice.
But it's a really cool piece. It's almost like, like I said, you don't have to wait there. You don't have to inconvenience somebody else to pick you up. If you need to get back to work, if you need to go home to pick up food or go pick up your kids from school, you don't have to rent a car and come out of pocket like some shops do. They've got good rates, but our rates are free. For the cars that
there's no better rate than that.
There you go. So it's a great piece that really separates us. I'm not sure if there's any other places in Colorado that I know of.
I never even heard of it until you told me about it.
So, and a lot of them, we just got a lot of the logos, our logo on the back windshield or the back window with like our phone number and our website, just so you'll start seeing some vehicles driving around town with Adam Son Auto Plaza logo on the back. So just kind of be on the lookout for them. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, sweet. I think we covered everything that we needed to cover.
Absolutely.
I hope that this has been valuable for the listeners and have enjoyed this episode because this podcast being an informative podcast is an important aspect of it, but another important aspect is the entertainment piece.
Yeah.
And so that's why we got crickets.
There you go. There you go. I love the touch. It's awesome.
Yeah. So I guess we can call it a wrap. And this has been the Colorado Springs Business Podcast. I'm Andrew Hasley, and this has been Scott Ryan Gill with Adam Son Auto Plaza.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Awesome.
Cool.